Hey. Welcome back to Freestyle Friday, guys. Thanks again for tuning into this show. As you know, this show is intended to be lighthearted and fun. Just freestyle talking about things that hopefully will bring you a giggle, a little entertainment. And as this show has begun and progressed, I've been talking about my former days in wrestling and telling some funny stories that I hope you've gotten a kick and a giggle out of. And today is going to be another one of those stories. I've had my former tag team partner and best friend Rikki Regal on the show. And last week, Norton Lewis came on the show and told about his Snub Nose 38 match and talked about some good times. And I debated on today's story, but I thought about it earlier this week, and it just made me laugh out loud. So the reason I debated is I don't want this show to be about name dropping or anything like that. I don't claim to be anybody of any fame. I had a pretty good run in wrestling, pretty long on and off career with it. Met a lot of really great people, a lot of people that are considered famous. Still consider a lot of those people to be friends. But this particular incident just made me laugh so hard. And it seems like I've told a lot of stories about either being arrested or almost being arrested as part of my wrestling career. And this is another one. It's a fluke thing that WWE, WCW, NWA legend, Florida State Hall of Fame, College Football Hall of Fame, Ron Simmons almost got Rikki and I thrown in jail in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And I'll kind of set the stage for that story for you. So it's an outside show. It's the middle of the summertime. It's hot as blazes. It's an outside show. And Rikki and I were actually booked to do two shows this Saturday. This show was a middle of the afternoon show in Rock Hill. And I remember exactly where this show was. And we were doing a show that night somewhere else, but I don't remember where that show was. And maybe Rikki will remember and comment and kind of add to this story. But this particular show was an outside show in Rock Hill, and they had us dressing in the back of I think it was a hardware store, and then we were parked in the back of that. Everything was roped off. Nobody could get to it. Real private setting. So we were early in the card. We had told the promoter our situation, that we were booked on another show, and we asked could we have one of the earlier matches. And so he obliged us with that, thankfully, and we go out to do our match. Well, anyway, Rikki's in the ring. I'm on the apron. We're doing a tag match, and for the life of me, I haven't been able to remember who we were working. And again, maybe Rikki will remember that and be able to add to this story. But I should have had him. We should have got on this topic together, and maybe we will get together and talk about it one day. But anyway, I'm on the apron. Rikki gets whipped into the corner. And we were taught in our training to really attack those corners, and we took great pride in doing that. When we went into a corner, we really attacked it and tried to get a payoff from it. Well, Rikki, not wanting to let down from that, he hits that corner so hard that the ring exploded, y'all. I mean, the ropes popped off, the four corner posts all bow out, and the middle of the ring collapses. Rikki and the guy in the ring end up down in a hole. Me and the other guy on the opposite corner both end up off the apron and on the ground. So the show comes to a pretty abrupt pause there, and we're getting dressed. And Ron Simmons walks up to us and he says, hey, I know you fellas got some cold drinks hid somewhere. He says, how about we go and partake of a couple of those? So Rikki and I, we were like, heck yeah, man, we'll go out and have a cold beer with Ron Simmons. So we go out behind the dressing area, and we're in a really secluded spot and think nobody even knows we're out there, right? And we're just standing around shooting the breeze, laughing, cutting up, having a good time. All of a sudden, this guy walks up to us and he says, hey, you fellas know you're not supposed to be doing that out here. And we thought it was somebody playing. We're like, oh, man, how you doing? And so we kind of start to mill away, and he pulls out a badge, and he's a South Carolina Law Enforcement Division agent, SLED. So he says, it's against the law to have open container in public here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. and I could charge each and every one of y'all and arrest you and throw you in jail right now. And we were all like, oh man, this bites, you know, get locked up in Rock Hill for, you know, having a cold drink on a hot day. And so he starts talking to us, and he goes on to let us know that his son's a big wrestling fan, and if we'll just sign some autographs and keep our drinks in a cup and make sure we throw all our trash away, we'll just act like nothing happened and everybody be fine. So of course we were quick to oblige that. Well, then the guy starts talking to Ron about someone that he knew that went to Florida State. As most of you wrestling fans know, if you're a wrestling fan, Ron Simmons is a college All-American, former Florida State football player, and one of the best wrestlers, in my opinion, of all time. Great showman, great athlete, physical specimen, and an all-around good guy too, to be honest. But Ron doesn't know who this guy's talking about, and the sled agent is one of those kind of guys that he's not going to let this go. You know, he keeps giving more detail about this particular person. And so I kind of give Ron a cue that, you know, you might want to pretend you know this guy, because he's not leaving until you do. And so Ron just starts repeating some of the details that this guy had shared with him about his friend. And then he says, yeah, I do remember him. So finally the guy accepts that, and he's happy because he's got his autographs, and Ron Simmons acknowledges that they have a mutual friend. So he tells us to have a good day, and he turns around to walk away, and he says thank you, and we all tell him, you know, you're welcome. We hope you have a good day too. Stay safe or whatever. And Ron has a really deep voice, as you know, and he thinks that he's saying something that only he and Rikki and myself can hear when he jokingly says, yeah, now get the fuck out of here. The sled agent spins around on the dime. He says, excuse me, did you just tell me to get the fuck out of here? And we all like, no. He was talking to me. And he's like, look, guys, we can change this whole story right now. I can call back up here and have people here in no time, and all three of you will go to jail today, and you won't see a judge till Monday, and yada, 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 yada. I mean, he was mad. And he went from officer friendly to, I don't know, the guy from NYPD Blue or something. I mean, he was ready to take us down. And, you know, we were all just laughing and trying to make light of what Ron had did, because it wasn't, he wasn't really saying that. He was being comical, but the sled agent obviously didn't know that. And we all were just kind of laughing about the situation and saying, you know, he was telling me to get the heck out of here. And as a matter of fact, we're about to go now. So we packed up our truck and moved to Tennessee. But anyway, that's the story of Ron Simmons about getting us thrown in jail in a hot summer day in Rock Hill, South Carolina, at a wrestling show that Rikki Regal blew the ring up. So I hope you guys get a kick out of this. I know it's nowhere near as funny as if you'd have lived it, if you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it. You'd be laughing too. So anyways, you guys have a great weekend. God bless. Don't forget to tune in Tuesday to Transformation Talk Tuesday. As you know, all the fun and all the stories and all the life experiences I've had have brought me to a place that I'm really passionate about helping people transform their body, mind, and spirit, and come out of a place of depression and be the change that they seek to be. So I try to share content every Tuesday on Transformation Talk Tuesday, and hopefully it's valuable content. So if you know anybody that's struggling with any of those issues, please let them know about the show. If you hadn't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. I try to put out valuable content every Tuesday, as I said, on Transformation Talk Tuesday and Freestyle Fridays. These Freestyle Fridays, you know, I'm hung up on this wrestling thing right now, but I will talk about other stuff sometimes too. It's just kind of been fun for me to reflect back. Some of these stories are over 30 years old, and you know, so if any of you guys know me from that time and want to be a part of the show and maybe sit around and share a story together, hit me up. Let's get together. Let's talk about it. And if you guys have any memories or anything, comment below. Let me know. Let's keep in touch. God bless. Have a great weekend.